Hey guys, it's Blue and welcome to my 2020 setup tour. I try and get one of these videos out every single year, but my setup really hasn't changed too much. But if you see anything that you like, everything will be linked below in a Kitco link. It'll give you a whole list of all of my peripherals and everything, and even my camera setup. So go ahead and click that link in the description. Also, if you do purchase anything, because it will give you the Amazon link, it'll also help me out just a bit. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the tour. Alrighty guys, so this is my gaming setup here. Again, nothing's really changed from the last video that I did, but I figured a 2020 gaming setup wouldn't be bad to go ahead and upload. So let's go ahead and start out with the desk. The desk is a Office Depot or Max, just a long desk. I think it's 72 inches long. Don't know about the width, but it's a great desk. It can hold a lot of weight, which is a good thing because I have a mount and a pretty heavy PC on the desk, so I'm glad there's no little bend in the table or anything like that. So yeah, really like this desk and it works great. Moving on to my peripherals, we have the Corsair Void USB headset. Best headset I have tried like ever. I usually am pretty picky with headphones, more with the comfiness, not so much the audio. But even though the design and some of the features on them are like, they really do need to be fixed. If anyone is interested about the D-cups for the ears, I know they look a little weird. They feel really comfy and they really fit your head well. But things I really hate about this headset, no detachable mic and no detachable cable. Those two things are probably the worst part. But there is a wireless version if you guys are into wireless headsets. Honestly, I probably would get them, but I mean, these work fine. Moving on, I have an Aki XL mouse mat. Thank you Aki for sending me this out, because honestly, this is probably the best extended mouse mat I've had, because usually the last couple of mouse mats I had extended wise were like the 900 by 400, and I think the problem was there just wasn't that much width, but there was more length. For this one, there's a lot more width and the length is great, because I mean, this is a perfect mouse mat for me. I wouldn't want any bigger, but yeah, it works great. Moving on to the mouse, best gaming mouse. Like honestly, it's an amazing mouse. It's ambidextrous as well for left-handed people. But it's the G Pro Wireless by Logitech. It works great. The charge is amazing. If you're worried about that, just kind of treat it like your cell phone. When it's running low, go ahead and plug it in overnight when you sleep or something. That's what I do. And it doesn't even take that long to get a full charge out of it, or charging it. It doesn't take that long. I mean, you can also use the cord and use it while you can charge it and play. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, it's an amazing mouse. Definitely recommend it if you travel as well, because this can act as a traveling mouse. There's no wire. It's great. Moving on to the keyboard. This is probably the newest thing I got from the last setup, I think. This is the Drevo Caliber V2. I think they consider it like a 10 keyless, because what they did is all the 10 keyless buttons, or pretty much everything here on the 10 keyless keyboard, they just kind of compacted it in, and now it's like a very compacted keyboard. I love it. I wanted my arrow keys back. It was getting annoying clicking function, or just I'm not a big macro person, so having this is just so much better, and I love it. Definitely get it. It's a good budget keyboard, and I have MX Blue switches, or I think there's some sort of blue. I think they're Optima Blues, but they're very clicky, and then I have some custom keycaps on it, including this little cute chameleon from Massdrop, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I have my iPhone here. Moving on to the back of the set, I'm not going to go ahead, or I'm not going to, explain too much, but I have a candle back there, coaster with my logo on it, a wireless dock charger, a plant, some speakers, and an Amazon Dot, and that is for, you know, when I do schoolwork. I just keep some pens, pencils, and some other things in there. And then there's just some other accessories on the desk that don't really matter. Moving on to more of the setup part, we have my gaming monitors. So the two side monitors are the exact same. These are Samsung S22 E310 monitors. They work great for, you know, other like secondary monitors. Originally, when I did have my original setup, which was downstairs, I had two monitors, but then I upgraded to a gaming monitor. So technically, I could have a 3-monitor setup, so that's what I went with. It's completely overkill. You do not need 3 monitors, so for people saying, why did you get a 3-monitor setup? Like, did you really need that? No, but I had the chance to, so I took that chance, and yeah. I do have a mount because honestly this desk would be way more cluttered with you know, the actual stands for the monitors. So for the monitor mount, it's called a mounted mount. So yeah, that's pretty funny, but you could honestly get anyone or anything really for a mount for monitors. I don't really know how you go about shopping for one, as long as it's, you know, sturdy enough. Camera wise, here I use the standard Logitech C920, and for my main one I use the C922 Pro Stream webcam. I upgraded it from, or I bought that one on Black Friday, so that's why I have two. So if I want to do keyboard cam and face cam at the same time, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah. Moving on to the main monitor, this is an Asus 144 Hertz 24-inch. Also, if you're wondering, these two side monitors are 22 inches. Moving on to the audio, for like voice audio and everything, we have the AT2020 USB Plus microphone by Audio Technica. This mic is a pretty good USB mic. Most people use XLR, and I would recommend XLR because this version as an XLR microphone is cheaper. I don't know why the price on this went up $50 because I got it at $100. I don't know why it's that much. It should not be really, because I mean, it's just a standard USB mic. It does come with like the input for like singing and all that, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a good USB mic if you're looking for a USB mic, but I recommend XLR. Anyways, to go along with that, I just have a simple shock mount for it and a windscreen. Moving on to the boom arm, I'm using a Rode PSA-1. This thing is a beast. If you are needing a mic stand, please take my word and buy this one. I know it's expensive and I know it's a mic arm, but this thing will last you for a lifetime. I've had this since the beginning of my setup. I highly recommend it, and yeah, just get this mic stand. I know people get like those cheap mic stands, but for me they just don't last that long, so highly recommend this one. And that's pretty much it for, you know, what I'm running for my setup, like what, you know, I have gear wise. But actually what runs my setup is this PC. I actually did a full video on it, and I know there's a lot of reflection, but hopefully you can go ahead and see in there. Don't mind the cable management, I'm sorry. But anyways, this is my PC. Inside the PC, we have a GTX 1070 Ti super clocked, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 2700 CPU by AMD. So that's in there. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup. Finishing it off, I have this OBC chair, which honestly is a really good chair. I really like it. It works for what I need it to, and that's to go ahead and sit and game for long hours. And sometimes it does hurt my back, but you know, it's a gaming chair, so I like it. It's fine. But yeah, guys, that is it for my setup. I do have my amazing G Fuel stash right here, and a little Kirby I put so you can go ahead and see him in the background. But yeah, and then this is my room pretty much. You got the whole entire look. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for my setup tour. I just wanted to say that this did take a while to make. It's not like I just got everything or I got this from my parents or anything. Yes, a couple of these were gifts, but a lot of it was actually from you guys. The streaming that I did back then, most of this stuff I got back then, like the monitors, the webcams. I've had this for a long time. The recent thing I upgraded was the keyboard, but I've had most of this for a couple years now, and it's still been running great, and I don't need to update anything. If I were to update something, it would either be the cameras, the monitor, or a microphone to move to XLR, but that's a lot, and I don't think I need that, so I'm not gonna do it. So anyways, again, it took a long time, and yes, some of these were gifts, but still, most of it was bought by me through getting some money through YouTube back then. Definitely not now, but back then I did get enough money to actually buy some cool things for this setup. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, you do not need 3 monitors or any of this stuff to start out content creation. Honestly, just start now if that's what's, kind of holding you back, is like your gear is not as good. Just start, get a camera. Honestly, get a camera, do something, use your phone for heaven's sakes, because phones these days are amazing. The quality is great. So yeah, just start out. I don't want this video to be like, oh my gosh, look at how good my setup is. But I did want to just go ahead and show it to you guys because I feel like doing these videos are fun to do. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on my social medias, Twitter and Instagram. Follow my podcast or the podcast channel now with Ariana. We got some pretty good episodes up there. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's video. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.